Good afternoon and welcome. It's 1 o'clock. It's the 13th day of June 2021. I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming, the OGGM, and this is a teeny bit of news regarding the forthcoming Dungeons and Dragons movie. Or maybe it's not news. This picture we're looking at of Mr. Hugh Grant is supposedly his costume for the character he's playing in the D&D movie. We do know he's playing the villain. I know the villain's name, I believe, is Fletcher something. I'm not familiar enough with current Forgotten Realms lore to know who that is, or if it's just a new character they're made up for the realms. This doesn't scream D&D to me. This sort of just screams Hollywood medieval, Ren Fair, Portland hipster. I don't know. I mean, we got what looks like jeans. I can't really tell in this picture, but it looks like he's just wearing jeans. Could be something else. There's a shadow right here by his leg, but that could be from the car. Of course, they took a picture with a car, so that sort of ruins any D&D vibe. That is a castle behind him in England, where they're filming some of it. He's got an ascot on and some kind of gold chain under the ascot. Hugh Grant is looking well for his age. He's got this paisley 1960s sort of funky, looks like they took fabric for a couch and made a vest out of it kind of thing. The belt looks very modern day, other than it's got this little swirly, flowery pattern on it, but there's nothing really screams Dungeons and Dragons with the belt. Just looks like a sort of, this looks very Ren Fair. This looks like, just sort of off the shelf Ren Fair. He's got a poofy white shirt. Nothing screams medieval like poofy white shirt, but the poofy white shirt has a collar. Now, of course, we can't say it's historically accurate because Lord knows what time frame the Forgotten Realms represents anymore. So we're just going to, assume it's still generally medieval-ish, more or less, is the closest real world, stuff, I guess. This looks more like late medieval, early age of exploration, not quite industrial revolution, but definitely, Mediterranean, someplace where it's warmer. The collar sort of just makes it look like a normal off-the-rack, comfortable shirt. The only thing that screams Dungeons and the ascot, well, I mean, that doesn't really scream Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, he looks like a Doctor Who. He looks like if there was a TARDIS behind him, he'd be the Doctor. Like if Hugh Grant was starring in a Doctor Who movie, this might be what they'd have him wearing. He looks kind of like that. Or if Hugh Grant was going to the Ren Fair, it looks like this. Yeah, those really look like jeans. Is that a zipper? I can't tell, or just a crease. The belt, but yeah, other than the vest, it just looks like, and maybe the ascot, just sort of looks like a casual Saturday afternoon in London, and it's kind of warm, so you'd wear this. The collar doesn't really scream medieval. It screams more, late medieval, early age of exploration, Dutch East India Company, I'm on a boat kind of, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is this could be a picture of the character he's playing in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, or it could just be a picture of Hugh Grant being Hugh Grant and just sort of being the swinging 60s Hugh Granty kind of vibe here and not have anything to do with the D&D movie. So the person who took the picture could have been completely wrong. If it is accurate and this is the picture of the villain he's playing in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, I don't know who this is supposed to be. It doesn't really scream Forgotten Realms to me. It doesn't really scream D&D to me. It just sort of screams Ren Fair, and not really very good Ren Fair. Or like if there was a Doctor Who movie and he was playing a character in Doctor Who, like maybe the Master or even the Doctor. What do you think? Is this, in fact, his costume of the character he's playing in the Dungeons and Dragons movie? Or is it just Hugh Grant being Hugh Grant, or maybe from a different movie, or just completely out of context? So we have no idea what this is for. I don't know. You tell me. All right, Steves, I'll talk to you later.